Alright, this is BCA-101, Introduction to Computers. And this was last Friday. And it would have been 9/16/16, day 8 of the class. Talked a little bit about skills base, had the students make sure you get your emails to me for number 18. Assignment 1 or any other items that weren't completed. I told the students they can check those and finish those out, and we would still give them credit for those. We talked a little bit about learning. When you hear something, and even sometimes when you just read it, that doesn't stick as well as when what they would call an active learner, where you're actually doing something during the process of learning. And that's what we do in this class. We try to be. I talked just a little bit about Uber. We're going to use that as an example of peer-to-peer. Another example would be Airbnb. That's also peer-to-peer. You have somebody, in this case, they have a decent car that's worth driving, they are legal to drive it, they have a license, they can communicate in between the cloud. Here's Uber on the internet, and then we have somebody who wants a ride. Uber makes the connection. Now the big thing about this is how they charge. During busy times, the rate goes up, and the rider is willing to pay more to get a ride during a busy time. When it's not as busy, the rate goes down. They make more money during busy times. Riders, they get what they need. They get a ride during busy time. Otherwise, there wouldn't be enough drivers there, let's say, on a typical taxi. Now, Airbnb uses peer-to-peer, but their rates are just set by each, as far as I know, each individual house. So you have somebody who wants a place to stay, somebody who has a place to stay, and then Airbnb makes the connection in between. We talked about getting information from websites, making sure it's of value in terms of doing the outline. And then we have some skilled videos, hopefully, that are to the point, so the student doesn't need to view any more than they have to in order to do the work, and we can access all those via the internet. Again, Uber connected into the internet. We talked about the internet and the importance of references. Just listing google.com, that is not enough. That actually is a domain name. What you need is the entire URL. When asked students, why is this so important? Well, when you gather information via the internet, come out and get it, bring it back. It's very important when somebody else looks at that information, if they want to verify it or if they want to know more about it, they have to be able to access the exact information. You can't just tell them, I got it at apple.com. You can give the exact URL of where you got it from. The students, we talked about defrag. Term came up as a term I was using as a reference. The students asked what it was. We talked about a hard drive. and you have tracks going around circularly on a hard drive, and then you divide it up into sectors. And then the computer can have this like a table of contents or a file allocation table. You know, you have a list of all those folders. It just keeps a record of them folders, and then the files, and then the files just given some number, and that number tells it where it is on the hard drive. That's how it keeps track of them. And then when they put files out here, let's say I'm putting a file out here and a file out here, and you're using up that space, pretty soon as you delete files and add them, you'll get a space to where there's a file here, then there's a file in the way, and then it'll store the rest of it over here, and it becomes fragmented. The files are not stored in continuous space because the hard drive is getting full, and you delete something and add something and they become fragmented. That's what it means without getting too technical. We'll talk a little more about it later. So when you defrag, it rewrites your hard drive so all your files are contiguous in one continuous space. Increases the speed of getting them on and off the hard drive tremendously. Nowadays our hard drives are so large we don't run in as much of a problem with that. Well, that's it. Well, what was it, day 8, I guess.